Hey guys, welcome to the meeting. Like I promised, tonight we were planning to have a quick emergency meeting just to catch up with a couple of things and also to the meeting to get some discussions in with this recent big move because obviously this is something that has definitely been surprising a lot of people. And even though I've been caught off with the one-on-one mentorship, just a second. So even though I've been caught up with the one-on-one mentorship interviews, like I've been doing interviews all week long, all day. There's one bunch of students who I'm speaking to and interviewing. But of course, I just want to make sure that we're doing this emergency meeting because as long as it's promised, I want to make sure it's actually done. So, what is this big move here? And this is, of course, the big move that has been surprising pretty much everybody. No one has really been expecting it. Definitely came out of the blue, just happened completely randomly. And what do we gotta know about this? This has been due to a recent Trump manipulation. Like I mentioned earlier, and something I did mention as soon as Trump got elected, is with Trump, we gotta know the market is going to be freaking manipulated completely randomly. And, it is what it is. That's the way it's gonna be working until he's in office. It's something we gotta expect. But of course, market is still tradable. Like just because Trump is manipulating the market, sometimes here, manipulating is sometimes there. Like of course, most of this is gonna be intentional. Of course, that's another thing I can tell you. But of course, the thing you gotta know here is normally the market is still remaining tradable. Like just because Trump is going to be manipulating the market crazily, because for some reason investors seem to respect what he says, I guess, and what he's saying is something that investors just have an erection to. Like whenever the guy says something, everybody listens. While Biden was in office, it didn't matter what Biden was saying. Nothing happened to the markets too much. And this is kind of interesting of why this is happening. What I'm thinking, the reason why this is happening is not even because like investors think Trump is more important than any other president. Like that's probably not the reason behind it. Most probably they also have some investments in the game. Like we do know Trump has been releasing his own coin. It was like a pump and dump. They are also heavily invested in Bitcoin, heavily invested in gold. So it kind of seems like the market is moving because he's also in it, not because his word is more valuable than Biden's word would be. Like, of course, we could think that, but he's just another president out of many. But of course, that's what we gotta understand. With Trump, anything that is being said is, of course, going to be manipulating the market pretty much right away. And and thing we're gonna understand from here. So why was this messy move happening? Like I mentioned, definitely unexpected. So what has happened is completely randomly, 1 minute to the next, it has been published that Trump is considering to fire Jerome Powell, who is the president or the chairman of the Fed. And of course, they are making most of these monetary decisions of the interest rate raise, the cut of the interest rate. So of course, if someone's being replaced and someone who's been the chairman of the Fed is going to be replaced with someone who's being nominated by Trump, it causes a bit of uncertainty. And that, of course, causes some questions for investors like, hey, what the hell is this? Like, what is this going to be doing? How is this new guy who's being put into that spot and who's going to be making the new decisions? How is that guy going to be making decisions in the future? So is the move based on the data, or is it based on investors thinking that a new individual in that position would be making a specific decision? Well, not really. It's not based on the expectation on the decision. This movement is nothing else than just uncertainty from investors. And that's the truth behind it. It is very common information, and even though this is common information, it is a bit surprising that not many people speak of it so openly. Any type of uncertainty, anything, everybody is running to the safe haven instrument. Why is it? Why is that the case? Because of course, gold has been beating inflation. Gold is keeping value. It's keeping value safe. It's keeping liquid funds worth what it's worth every time, while fiat currency is losing value every time. So of course, what is happening when there's any sort of uncertainty? Investors will be immediately running towards gold and start pushing their funds into gold. Because, like I mentioned, it's not because who's being put into the position. The only reason why there's uncertainty in this time when Trump is announcing that, hey, Powell is going to be fired, because people just do not know what the hell is going on. Like, that's the truth. Like, someone else is being put there. Who the hell is it going to be? What is the new decision that's going to be made? How is this new person going to be affecting the USD? And how is the US economy going to be affected by it? These are the questions investors are asking. So, of course, when such news event is coming out here, like this one, of course, that this dude is being fired and he's being replaced, gold is pumping without a single doubt. And of course, this is being published during the day, and there was plenty of time to keep on buying this. I did manage to get into a buying position here as soon as it was published. So it was published here on the bottom roughly. And as the market was moving a bit higher, I did manage to get into a decent trade. However, this is again a prime example of what we have been also speaking earlier on all of these live streams and most of the videos that I have been making for my YouTube channel is how important these events are going to be for God. Because, even though we can make our decisions on a technical side, the fundamentals, end of the day, it is something that is giving a clear guidance. And that's also the other reason I'm trading gold so much. Like, gold is one of the most frequently traded pairs by me. If you would be asking me like which pairs I'm trading, I'm just 99% of the time trading gold. And then after I can check other pairs, it's it's mostly in my main focus to trade gold because of the very reason. Because if I have any sort of fundamental on it, I just gotta follow it. And then of course on the technical side, I just gonna, make sure to also match it up with what I gotta match it up with. I'm reading in the comments that someone's asking if I'm using COT reports, which is commitment of traders. And no, I'm not using it. I'm not using that fundamental side. Reason why I'm not using it because I'm trading in a way that is based on data testing, and I'm trading on a way that is based on statistical numbers in terms of how many times does something work. Like, I have a concept which I have developed fully myself, which is called daily cycle. That also works on statistical data of the market. And let's say when we have other concepts too, like why is, let's say, a trend line working for you? Because you see in the statistics that a trend line is working over and over again. Or why is equal highs considered a point of liquidity? Because you start seeing that, hey, over and over again, equal highs in the market, it gets taken over and over again. You can create statistics of that. And when I'm trading in my system, which is, it's a very comprehensive system, daily cycle, so on and so forth. I won't be going into too many details here because some things are just not meant for a YouTube channel and some things are completely kept private in a mentorship. But main point I want to make here is if you're trading, that has to be based on a mechanical statistical system, like any sort of concept you're going to be using. If based on the statistics, it's not going to be working for you, you just cannot use it. Like, it's not something you can use. And COT report, which, like I said, commitment of traders, because someone's asking this in the chat. I'm not using it because it is not consistent. And whoever else might have been speaking of it on YouTube, or maybe you heard it somewhere. It's not consistent long term. You can also do the data testing behind it. It is not consistent. It is random. And if someone wants to argue on it that hey, it's something that's working, well, you gotta stop blowing accounts on Robin's Cup. And once you stop blowing accounts on Robin's Cup, I'm gonna say that okay, maybe a commitment of traders report it could be something that could be working. But of course, like until you say that, hey, I'm blowing Robin's Cup accounts because you go to a Robin's Cup each year and you blow up your account to negative 90%, and you're gonna say that, hey, you gotta use commitment of traders report because it just sounds good. Hey, no, it's random concept. So it's random concept. And if you do not believe me on it, like you don't have to believe me on this. This is my input, this is my data testing, but of course you can also data test yourself and you're gonna immediately see that hey, something is working and something isn't. So yeah, that's very important in trading. Like, you just cannot be randomly trading and any concept it is like any concept is going to be speculative end of the day. Like nothing is certain in the market 100%. Like, there's no concept that you can say, all right, this is going to be working 100%. Every concept does have a speculative nature. However, the reason why some concepts work and other concepts do not work because, some concepts speculatively it is working more often than other concepts. That's what trading is. And of course, if you can understand that, and then you can start also putting certain things into your trading system that is consistently repeatable and of course being something that is logical, then of course that's when you can start creating a system of trading plan. So that's something I can also say. Yes, that's pretty much what I wanted to share today. Quick emergency meeting. And only reason I'm doing this meeting today or tonight because I did promise to do it. And if I say something, I want to keep myself to it. And other than that, I'm just gonna be continuing all of my interviews with the one-on-one program. There's gonna be something I'm keeping open for next week. But after next week, so 22nd of July, I gotta close it because I also want to get started with the students I'm selecting. Just a minute. I'm gonna probably check something here in the background. Just a minute. You just give me a second and I'm gonna get something checked. Because I might want to speak of it a bit, but I still gotta check it. If no, then I might actually show it in a different meeting. All right, just a minute, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna probably speak of this in a different meeting. Yeah, yeah, because otherwise this live stream would be just me bragging of how great I am. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this for a different meeting. All right, guys. Yeah, quick meeting. Thanks for joining. Anybody who joined, I really appreciate it. Anybody who always joins my meetings and pays attention to me is something I massively appreciate. So it's big thank you for me. Because that's how I'm also able to reach more people. If you watch the things I'm doing, the more people I'm gonna be reaching. Because yeah, pay attention to the writings. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'm gonna probably do another live stream maybe later this week, so we can catch up with a couple more things. And also the thing I wanted to show you right now, I'm gonna show in that other meeting. Just I wanted to be a bit more on topic, but of course in a different live stream, I'm gonna definitely cover the thing I wanted to show a moment ago. So guys, have a good night, and we can catch up later. Bye bye.